everyone, my name's Siena Stassi. I'm a junior environmental science student here at Stephen F. Austin State University, and I'm an undergrad research assistant for Dr. Montaña over in the biology department. For my research, I'm studying microplastic abundance and diversity in rural and urban streams right here in East Texas. And for my urban sites, they're actually right here in Lunana and Bonita Creek in Nacogdoches. So microplastics are microscopic pieces of plastic that are 5 millimeters or less in size, and they can be in a filament shape or a bead shape, and they come in all different colors. These plastics come from many different sources. As many people probably know, our plastic production has skyrocketed since the 1950s, and we are in a plastic-dominated world. And not only do we get to see the large plastic pollution, they're actually degrading into these microplastics. Microplastics are so dangerous because they affect fish growth and reproduction. They also affect the water quality, as well as microplastics are being biomagnified up the food chain. So that means they're going from the sediments and the water, which are two things that I've studied for my microplastics, analyzing how many microplastics are in them, and then moving up to the fish and the benthic invertebrate, which are any kind of bug in the environment. And we're actually noticing that there are trends that microplastics are accumulating as we go up the food chain, and as many people know, we're the top predators, so eventually microplastics are going to be reaching us, and we'll have to see in years and more research how they're going to be affecting humans. Dr. Montaña wanted to work on closing the gap in knowledge of microplastics here in East Texas, and actually there's a large gap in knowledge of microplastics within freshwater streams in general. The main time you hear about microplastics are in ocean and marine environments, but what people fail to realize is that these microplastics are all feeding in through our freshwater systems, so any streams, creeks, rivers, and we fail to look at the tiny ones like Lunana and Bonita that are just here in Nacogdoches, Texas, but eventually all lead to the ocean. So I've been looking at rural and urban streams. My rural sites are in an area that is virtually untouched, so we were expecting to see very low concentrations and abundances of microplastics, whereas here in Lunana and Bonita at my urban sites, we were definitely expecting to see more microplastics because they're affected by a lot of human activity as well as pollution. But what we found is that yes, there is a higher abundance of microplastics in our urban streams here, but I was also finding these microplastics in areas where microplastics absolutely shouldn't have been, where there's no human activity and almost no visible signs of pollution. So what that's telling us is that these microplastics are getting everywhere, and they're going all around us, and they're feeding into our marine environments. And so if we want to help start solving the problem to microplastics, we need to start right here in our local streams, rivers and creeks, and anything that we can find to help solve our pollution problem.